Hey, Coach Charles Brom here with Fit Health in Herndon, Virginia. Today we're going to be talking about Quarantine 15 and what you can do about it. So over the next several videos, we're going to do a quick start guide that's going to help you get rid of those extra 15 pounds you put on during the past year of quarantine. All right, so what am I holding here? I am holding the tools to your solution. This is going to be a really short video. And all you need to do is to figure out what changed. Okay, so yes, you're at home, or you've been at home for more days during the week than you normally are. Do you have kids that are at home? All of these kinds of things. So just open up your notebook to a blank page and just start making notes. Don't worry about it. Don't try to control the notes. Just try and list every change that's occurred in your life. Think about Mondays, think about Tuesdays, think about Fridays, think about Saturdays, and think about Sundays. Think about every day during the week and just write down all the changes. What time do you get up now? What time did you get up before? What time do you eat breakfast? What time did you eat breakfast before? What are you doing for lunch now versus what you were doing before? Just make note of all of these different changes. Another thing that you can do to really keep track of changes is to walk into your pantry, look through your cabinets, look through your refrigerator, look through the freezer, and take note of things that may not have been there in the past that are suddenly collected. Are there more bags of chips and different varieties of chips? Do you have more varieties of chocolate? Do you have more varieties of sugary kinds of drinks? What changes are there? Write it all down. Okay, so for the first thing that you need to do before you can lose the 10 or 15 pounds you put on during the quarantine is to figure out what changes have come into your diet. Okay, now the other big areas of change are sleep and are your exercise. So if you used to go to the office gym and work out 4 days a week and now you're not working out at all, that's a massive change. Write that down. Did you used to get out and go for a run 3 days a week and play tennis with some friends and you're not doing any of that anymore? Write those changes down. And let's say in the past you were getting 7 to 8 hours sleep every night, but for whatever reason now you're getting less sleep. Or you used to get 6 hours sleep all the time and now you're getting 9, 10, 11 hours sleep all the time. Just write all of these changes down. This is going to help you to understand what your baseline is. And before you just start making arbitrary changes, you want to know what types of changes are going to have the biggest benefit for you. Now, the solution to your problem, and this is what we're going to be talking about all over the next 8, 10, 12 videos, is establishing strong, healthy habits around eating, exercise, and sleep. Okay? And it's very helpful to have someone or something to hold you accountable to make that happen. So there's really 4 pillars, if you will, that you're going to need to adjust as you start losing this weight. What you're eating, your sleep, what you're doing for exercise, and the accountability systems that you put into place. So I want you to think about this. Our decisions drive our behaviors, and our behaviors eventually become habits. And the results that we have, the extra weight that we put on, is due to the changes in habits. And those habits, again, were driven by behaviors. And behaviors are driven initially by decisions. So if you stopped going to the grocery store on a regular basis, or when you're at the grocery store, you started to get a lot more easy to make kinds of foods and bags of chips and things like that, extra bottles of soda, more beer, all of these kinds of things. Those initial decisions became new behaviors. Maybe you weren't drinking every day and suddenly you started having a beer or two at the end of every day. Maybe you jumped onto a Zoom call with a friend and you're kicking back some bourbons or scotches, that type of thing. So let's summarize this whole process. Step 1, go through and note all the changes that have occurred in your life. Work-related, home-related, food-related, exercise-related, sleep-related, all of those kinds of things. This will probably give you a pretty good idea of where the weight was coming from in the first place. And then you need to recognize that you made changes to your habits that are causing you to have this different outcome than you want to have. And so you can start tracing back through what habits do I want to have, and what behaviors do I need to change in order to implement those new habits, and then what decisions was I making to do that. Okay, so this is kind of a lot of work. It's really simple work, but it's not the kind of thing that we want to do. It's like if you don't feel at all like frying up some eggs. Eggs are really simple to make, but the process of getting started can feel difficult, okay? So, what I recommend to make this as easy as possible is just grab a notebook, any notebook. You could have an 8.5 by 11 notebook or one of these small ones here, and a pen. Put those two together, and just every time you have a thought about something that changed, write it down. Walk through your daily life. What time do you get up? What's different about now versus then? Just write all of these things down. It's going to really help you get a good solid baseline. And if you were to sit down with somebody like myself, a professional coach, having all this information in place is going to make it a lot easier for that person to give you effective consultation to lose that weight. Okay, so this is the end of video 1, and we're going to help you create a quick start guide for losing your Quarantine 15. Till next time.